Even.
Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. What's up, everyone, and welcome to TVCaptive.com presents the SC9TV podcast for Supernatural, Season 9, Episode 19. Alex, Annie, Alexis, Anne, Arbor Day, and other things that begin with A. This week, there was lots of vampires. And I got really hungry before the show. But first, before we talk about the show, I'm your host, Dom, and my co-hosts, Omikins. She's pulling off a bottle of Jack.
Mm-hmm.
And, Supernatural Clio.
I don't know if you can see, I drew an angel.
I can. It kind of looks like Castiel.
Yeah, that was the point. I'm obsessed with this fucking cup. I'm like, every time I have like a new pot of like tea or coffee, I draw something new.
A new pot. And then you finish the rest of the sentence. I was like, whew.
I just stuff it with pot. No.
Whoa. Whoa.
That's on the internet forever, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Forever and ever and ever. It's not going anywhere. So, how are you guys tonight?
Good.
What is that face?
Shut up. Just trying to fix my camera.
That was the best face ever.
I've been known to make some great faces.
So, how are you guys?
Good.
I have a headache.
It was an alright episode.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you guys like this episode?
Yeah, it was alright. But I should have known better than to expect 2 plot episodes in a row. So.
Yeah, I think it was last week we said that we were going to have 2 non-plot episodes coming forth. This one...
You know what? I thought it was going to be plot, you know?
Yeah, I know, you were hoping.
Yeah, I was hoping.
You
had something to do.
They were dangling that string in front of you.
Instead, we got a mild mention of how Dean is getting uncontrollable.
Yes. Very, very mild mention. Mild. So mild, in fact, that I did not even catch that until you just said that.
Seriously?
So, yeah.
Yeah, no.
So,
It's in the notes. Did you not read the notes?
No. Why would I read notes? That would imply that we talk about stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad my, 5 minutes of work is going to good use.
that would imply that we had notes and we actually read them during the show.
Yeah.
Why would we do that? So, we got some Sheriff Mills this episode.
We did.
Yeah.
She's become a fan favorite. And
I'm glad.
Yeah, what were you guys' opinions on Sheriff Mills' episode? Is she growing as a character?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely. I mean, she's had a lot of character development in the past, but it's good to see her again doing hunterish things.
Yeah, because the last time we saw her, she was again roped into something, but like now she knows more and is a little more equipped to deal with the supernatural.
A little more equipped. She's chopping bitches' heads off.
It's true. That was pretty freaking awesome.
That was pretty awesome. She did that twice, or did she do that more than twice this episode?
Tried to do it a second time. First time she did it with a fire axe.
Mm-hmm.
Second time she tried to do it with like a kukri, but
with a fire axe in the police station.
In the police station.
It's like a game of Clue.
Yeah.
She got Cody in the police station, and then she got Mama.
Sheriff Mills in the police station with the fire axe. Yeah. Mystery solved.
She got Mama at the end.
No. Oh, yeah, no. Well, that was after she was pumped with dead man's blood.
That's true.
Hardly
but still, I mean, she's still chopped up a head. That still count, right?
Oh, yes, you're right.
Keep dead man's blood away from
another
me.
Head.
I don't want any dead man's blood.
No, it would not be good for you, Dom, since you are a vampire.
Yes.
That wouldn't be good at all.
No. So Jody calls the boys for help. They discover a nest. Were you guys expecting a nest going in right off the bat?
It's not exactly a nest when they move from place to place. The whole part of, like, the whole definition of nesting meaning stationary.
Well, they had
Making
that
home.
set up for a while, so it was nestish.
It was nestish, yeah.
And then the big twist that we had is they always have to put like some kind of little, some twist in what, what we know of them. We have a human acting as the bait to feed these vampires. So, what was her name?
Alex.
Annie?
Alexis. Anne?
Yeah,
Something?
it's one of those. Did we find out what her real name actually was?
Annie was her name that she was given before she was kidnapped. Alexis, Alex for short, was her vampire family name.
And where did Anne come in?
Short for Annie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So there's a lot of scenes with Jodie and her family, like just like you can see she's mourning her family, like she's just, it's kind of all hit her, and this is really stirring up some feelings for her. It seems, I hate to say this, I hate it to say it, and Cleo's gonna kill me for this. It seems like they're setting her up to fall.
Yeah.
Just when we start loving characters, they rip them away from us.
This isn't Game of Thrones. Come on.
No,
now.
but
it's Supernatural.
How many characters on the show do we still have? Like, other than Sam, Dean, and Castiel from early seasons? We don't.
Yeah.
Well, Bobby got old and reckless, so, and then he got shot in the head because he was trying to take down what's-his-face?
They were all... Listen.
The lamprey guy?
Listen.
Leviathan?
Yeah.
Lamprey?
Lamprey.
There are so many dead people in Supernatural.
There are.
I would not be surprised if they killed Mills. I wouldn't. I would not. Nothing surprises me anymore. I'm set for Sam to die at the end of this season. I mean...
He's not, though. That's the thing.
Sam has died at the end of other seasons.
He has.
So...
It's Dean's turn.
They're kind of setting up.
Dean's died hundreds of times.
They've both died way too many times.
Way too many times. But no, and I seriously, I'm standing by the fact that the whole Kane thing, Dean is gonna have to kill his brother.
Oh, I agree.
But
they're
is he gonna stay dead?
I don't know. They're gonna find some way to undo that.
Yeah, no, undo it. Yeah, but I think Sam's still gonna something, man. Just listen. Something's happening.
Maybe the twist is
Kane thing.
It
can't just be.
Dean's gonna go to kill Sam, and then Sam's gonna be like, and kills Dean instead. That would completely kibosh the Kane thing.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
That would be interesting. I'd like to see that, actually.
Let's see, though.
That would be better than Dean killing Sam.
Mm-hmm.
But I love Dean.
Dean will be back. It's fine. It's all good.
Or maybe the whole twist of the season is Sam actually would do the same thing for Dean.
Ooh. That's a good point. Huh.
I don't know.
I could see that. I really could. But this kind of brings us all back around to them ripping away somebody we care about.
Yes. No.
So, Jodie, I think it's coming. Maybe not this season.
Yeah.
But it's coming.
They've definitely set up...
How many times have we seen her this season?
Huh?
How many times have we seen her this season?
Isn't this the only time this season? We saw her last
I thought we saw her once early this season.
Maybe.
I don't remember.
I don't either.
I thought that episode was last season.
You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna send her to, the Wizard of Oz land. Just like Charlie.
Yeah.
I don't even care what it's called. I was gonna call it Wonderland. I'm like, no, shit, that's the wrong place.
No.
But I wouldn't be surprised,
Yeah.
And if Oz exists, Wonderland's gotta exist.
Yeah. Somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so for Miss Jodie Mills, she was introduced season 5 for one episode. She was in season 6 for one episode. Season 7, she had 3 episodes. Season 8, she was in 1. Season 9, there was Rock and a Hard Place she was in earlier on this.
Oh, okay.
With the light that was killing people. The angels that were punishing people.
I don't know why I thought that was last season.
That wasn't the one with the goddess taking virtue people that lied about virtues and yeah,
they were taking victims, not virgins, that whole incident going on. So yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So she was in one episode this season, so that's interesting. So I don't know, and then so we had a lot of the vampires in this episode, which we knew going into it, and it was good. We haven't seen vampires
sorry,
in like their natural habitat. Like we saw Benny just recently in the Purgatory storyline and all that, but there wasn't like a family of, it wasn't like a threat that they were dealing with. It was like a companion. Right. So this was kind of interesting to see again. But then when the first first vampire that they see was it Cody?
Cody.
Sure.
Was that the wood chipper?
Yeah. No.
Cody was the one with the fire axe.
Okay.
Yeah. He had some conversations with fire axe.
So yeah.
Connor was the wood chipper dude.
Or Dale.
No, I think it was Connor.
Dale was the one with the facial hair and the cap.
I'm glad somebody knows what's going on. So
no
we find him at the wood chipper.
Yeah.
What? He's a vampire.
When Dean said you need a hand, I was like, they're gonna pull a Fargo. Oh no, Fargo was a foot. The foot was sticking out of the wood chipper in Fargo.
Right.
I was like, they're gonna pull a Fargo. There's gonna be a limb sticking out. It's just a hand.
Yep.
All right.
Definitely. I think that was a reference to Fargo, regardless. Even they switched up the appendages. But
no, totally. But it's like, what? There's blood everywhere. Then, unless they drained him like completely to where he was super duper dry.
See, I seem to remember actually a story about a murder that involved a wood chipper.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was one of those urban legend kind of stories that was going around or whatever, but somebody had committed a murder and disposed of the body in a wood chipper. But then they rented the wood chipper, nonetheless. It was not like their own personal one. They rented it. And they cleaned the wood chipper like almost immaculately. That it raised suspicion of the shopkeeper because he goes, nobody
cleans
a wood chipper. They don't bring it looking like it just came out of the factory. Yeah. And he had inspected it or something, and they ended up finding blood and linked it to the murder, and I don't know. So I don't know if it was a real story or not, but wood chipper just doesn't seem like a very good disposal method to me.
No, not really. I mean, like, I guess if you wanted to not leave a trace of who it was, but then even then there's DNA evidence. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
I mean, you'd have to like.
I understand why they did it in Fargo because the guy was a psycho, but I don't know. It just seemed like they're vampires.
Yeah, they don't need to do that.
Yeah,
they could just I don't know.
They could literally do any other thing.
Yeah.
I think you're right, though. It's probably just a Fargo reference.
I'm pretty sure of it. They like to throw references to all kinds of things. Even the title, which we found out the title here, was a reference to a 2011 thriller named Martha, Marcy, May, and Marlene, which I've never seen, but
I've never heard of it.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it says right here, actually, in the trivia and references, the vampire disposing the body of wood chipper is a direct reference to the scene in Fargo, so.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And Peach Dragon, apparently Celia and the boys, the vampire family, is supposed to be the Gorgon family from Peach Dragon.
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
So, yeah.
I don't know that. Yeah. What does it say about Orlando Jones there? Was Orlando Jones a writer?
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't he that actor from yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's a writer on Supernatural?
I believe so.
man. I didn't know that. He's in a lot of stuff.
Or maybe he didn't write it. Maybe he was just being a fan of the show and tweeting.
Yeah, he is a nerd, so I wouldn't.
He's sure enjoying that popcorn though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, apparently no.
Weird gif of him eating popcorn.
This is a great. I gotta see now. We're distracted, so I have to add this on just so.
Time.
I gotta put this on the screen so people can see what we're talking about here. So.
Yes. Awesome. Perfect.
Yeah. So continuing on.
Yeah, gonna stay there.
You can just stay there and chill out. Just for a little while. We're gonna be completely distracted now. We're not gonna be able to do the podcast anymore.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Dean brutally kills one of the vampires, and Sam is worried. This is the reference you were talking about earlier about the Mark of Cain. But has Dean really enjoyed the kills? Like as much now as he did before? Like, is there a difference between them?
I've seen him have a happy face on when he's killed before, so it doesn't seem like a new thing. But I think, Sam's just paranoid because he has the mark right now.
Yeah.
I think the thing that maybe stood out about it was that he's like, look me in the eye. I want to see you die. Might have been a step further than Dean's gone before with Merc and Vamps.
Yeah, I don't, for some strange reason, I just recently got a craving for popcorn.
And you don't like popcorn.
I don't.
I can't imagine where you got the craving for popcorn from.
I have
no
no
idea.
clue. Like, where could I have gotten an idea for popcorn? Like, you gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. Like, I can't deal with it anymore. I can't deal with it. I can't. I don't know.
You should have just pretended that we had Orlando Jones on the podcast.
Can you do an Orlando Jones impersonation?
No, I cannot.
Yeah, so that wouldn't have worked. Nobody would have believed it.
Oh.
I just moved back over to the YouTube preview, which is like 30 seconds behind us, and he's still there munching away on popcorn. So,
yeah.
But you think Sam is he's more scared, I guess, than concerned at this point for Dean's safety?
Maybe. It definitely
yeah.
It was definitely kind of scary.
It was creepy, for sure.
Kooky and altogether ooky.
Whoa.
So I can't even transition well because you guys end up making me laugh by laughing. So anyway, Alex, Anne, Alexis, and Annie, they all seem to make this connection with Jody. All four of them.
All of them.
Yeah, all four of them. They make connection with. Yeah, exactly. They make connection, and then she ends up killing her mother figure in order to save Jody.
Well, she, has a part in it by stabbing her mom with dead man's blood.
Yeah.
But Jody actually does the killing blow.
Yeah, no, that's true. But those four people definitely weakened her and allowed this to happen. What's so funny?
This is four of them.
If you include Jody, that's 5.
Oh, this is true. It took 5 people to take down one mother vampire.
It's bad enough that there were 4 new male characters that got killed in this one episode whose names I'm supposed to remember, and now you're making it 4 girls.
I don't know what was it? It was Cody, Connor, Dale, and Celia.
Celia was Mama. I thought there were 4 boys.
No, it's Cody, Connor, and Dale.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. I just thought there were 2 facing down them at the end. Weren't there 2? Against Sam and Dean at the end?
Yeah, there had to be a very brief one. One they got...
There was a 4th one.
Yeah, one that got killed at the very beginning. One that Sam and Dean
I thought
had.
that was Cody. I'm so confused.
And
I'm so confused.
I don't know. It seemed like there wasn't much happening in this episode, but then for some reason we're all jumbled up and we can't actually remember properly as far as characters go.
It's because we're not involved.
because
We're not invested in these characters.
Yeah, they hardly had any lines.
It's true.
They were killed, the stormtroopers. They were killed pretty quick.
They're like red shirts.
They had bad aim. Wait, what?
But do you think we'll see Anne, Alexis, Alex, and Annie again?
Is she, as one person, I'm gonna refer her to, just so it's easier to.
One person?
Yeah. Is she with Jody now, or is she gonna, go find her real family?
I don't think Alex gave an answer. Like, Jody was like, whatever you need from me.
Yeah.
But did Anne?
I don't... Shut up. God damn it. I don't think that Alex gave a straight answer, like a yes or a no. I'm gonna stay, or whatever. She could just be with her until she's mended and then leave. Or I want them to be the new, hunter duo.
That'd be
I want
cool.
them to be like the mother and daughter team from way back when. Broke my...
I can't remember their names either. Why is that?
We're terrible
because
with
they
names
died
tonight.
5 seasons ago.
Yeah, that's true too.
It's been a very long time.
The ones that got mauled during the apocalypse.
Yeah.
By the
seasons.
Hellhound.
A lot of characters have come and gone. It's very hard.
Yeah, as much as they were 2 of my favorite characters at the time, and I'm sorry, I can't even remember their names.
Joanne?
Joanne, that sounds
Sounds like the
daughter.
Joe.
The daughter was Joanne.
Daughter was Joe.
Yeah. They had the Hunter's Bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Awesome. I was so pissed when they got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see all 4 of these girls again. And even Jody.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a full cast for a sideshow,
That's enough for their own spin-off.
That's the cast of Bloodlines right there.
Yeah, there we go. And speaking of spin-offs, look at that segue. Look at that segue. It was flawless. You couldn't even tell I was segueing other than the fact that I mentioned the word segue.
Other than the fact that we pointed it out for you.
We are on the ball tonight.
Why are we so weird today?
Because we're awesome. Because this was just a weird episode.
It really was.
So
it's like a lot happened, but not a lot happened, and
it kind of seemed out of place.
Just like this podcast.
And it was a good episode, but it was filler in the middle of some really intense plot, and it's like, no, there are more important things right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jody, but there are more important things.
But at the same time, I could understand why Sam and Dee would come running to Jody's call.
Yeah.
I could understand it.
No, I know.
So it's not completely out of place, but it's still kind of awkward.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so as we mentioned, next episode 20, is called Bloodlines. It is going to be the backdoor pilot for a new spinoff. If this episode is well received, we will see a full issue next season, and I don't know how they're gonna do it. If it does get carried on, they could do the Once Upon a Time and Once Upon a Time in Wonderland kind of method, where they're airing both at the same time, and that didn't really work too well. But then on the other hand, you take another CW show, which was The Vampire Diaries and the originals, in my opinion, I believe Umi actually shares the same opinion here, is doing better than the show that it originally spun off from.
Yes.
So, and they're both airing. One airs on Tuesday, the other airs on Thursday.
And, as far as the time frame goes, they match up pretty dang well. A week goes by in Vampire Diaries, that same week goes by in the original, so it
they'll
works
mention
well.
Things and, like, Sometimes we'll have like 3 episodes where they don't tie into the show at all, and then there'll be like a casual mention of something, or one character will cross over, which I don't see happening in Bloodlines nearly as much. Like, obviously Sam and Dean are going to be in there in this particular episode, because it would be extremely awkward for them not to be.
Yeah.
How much of a role they actually play in this episode is unknown.
Did you see the preview?
I did.
Yeah, it feels like it's going to be a pretty big role.
Yeah, but they could be throwing us for a loop and just showing all the clips that they're in at the same time, so I don't know.
Yeah, but it sounds like they've come to Chicago to investigate this thing with, what's the new guy's character name? David? No?
Yes, David.
Okay. They've come to investigate with David. That's what it feels like. So for them to not be in most of the episode, when their purpose was to come...
Yeah.
And,
I know the original plan was not to have them featured too much. The script may have changed since then. Which, I mean, rightfully so. But then it begs to differ what they're going to do if they actually spin it off. Because the way that the Vampire Diaries and the originals did it is the very first episode was a backdoor pilot. It aired during season 4. It was season 4, episode 20 of the Vampire Diaries, and it was called The Originals. And what they did was they told this story from one of the characters' point of views. And then when the show actually aired, they re-aired the same episode, cut a little bit differently. There was a few extra scenes and whatnot, but it was told from a different character's point of view. So they changed it up a little bit, so it was still interesting to watch. Even though you had already seen it, you knew how things were going to fold out. Those few little extra scenes that they added in, the different narrative over it, just made it more compelling to watch. So, I don't know how they're going to do this, because this does not seem like a show that's going to be regularly tied into the show.
This also doesn't... I mean, we've talked about it before, that there's no definitive end for Supernatural yet, but I feel like season 10 is kind of like the perfect place to end it. You know?
Yeah.
Especially since it seems like it's not likely for Metatron to be finished this season, and he'll have all of next season. So finishing Metatron, I feel like, is a perfect place to end the show. Yeah. So if they pick up this spin-off, then the spin-off can carry on after the show's done.
So what we have left to tie up in Supernatural, not counting anything that they may add, you know, what's to come. The big tie-ins, we have Crowley. We have to either kill him or redeem him.
Turn him human!
We have...
Just bring him back, I don't care how.
We have the whole heaven and hell, I guess, situations, too. Like, vying for power. Somebody's got to regain control of both factions. We have to deal with Metatron. We have to deal with Abaddon.
Yes.
So... And,
well, I feel like all those things, the wrap-ups, can just be categorized into 2 things, heaven and hell.
Yeah.
And then there's the Mark of Cain.
Yep.
Which falls under hell, I think. So that's part of getting Abaddon.
That's true.
So what they have currently set up for us is definitely not going to be resolved this season. There's no way to resolve all of that this season. 1, maybe 2 of those will be. Crowley's not going to be resolved. There's no way.
No. Not.
They're not going to do that. They've been hinting at it, but it's not going to happen this season. So I'm assuming Crowley is going to be one of the main antagonists in Season 10. And either Abaddon or Metatron, whatever one that they don't dispatch this season. I think we're all leaning toward the fact that Metatron is going to live, but they could do a switch and bait and finish off Metatron out of nowhere, and then left to deal with Abaddon next season. Don't know. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's really unlikely. I think that...
I do too, but...
Metatron's just has shown us he's so powerful right now.
Right.
That if anyone's going to get tied up this season, like, you know, them all wrapped up and finished off, it's going to be Abaddon, because they already have the blade and such.
As far as Metatron goes, it'd be like, you know, someone bursts through his door and it's like, surprise, I'm here, and it's Chuck.
Yes! The return of Chuck!
Chuck!
You and your Chuck bandwagons.
You're just a Chuck hater. It's okay.
I'm not a Chuck hater. I actually really enjoyed the Chuck character, but Chuck is dead, and that's the end of it. He's gone.
That's not
He's not dead.
Chuck's gone.
He was wearing a white suit and he poofed. He's not dead.
He died. He died. You saw his angel go up.
What? Prophets don't become angels.
You don't know this?
Where's my Kevin angel? Kevin's in purgatory.
He's living with his mother. He's not in purgatory.
He's ghost living with his mother. I'm brandishing a knife at you.
Why would you do that? That's just rude. Okay, so the premise of Bloodlines for this particular episode, not the spinoff, the episode Bloodlines. Sam and Dean investigate a case in Chicago where they discover the various mafia-esque monster families unknown to humans running the city of Chicago. One is a family of shapeshifters run by Margot Lassiter.
Lannister?
Lassiter!
Lannister?
No, there's no N. There's no N. It's Lassiter. Lassie from Psych.
Okay.
It's his niece or something. Margot Lassiter, whose leadership is thrown into question when her brother David returns. The other reigning family in town is made up of werewolves, led by Julian Duval. While in Chicago, Sam and Dean meet Ennis, a man with a personal vendetta against monsters. The Winchesters warn Ennis about heading into the hunter lifestyle, but Ennis refuses to listen and starts down a dangerous path.
Sorry, so David is not the hunter they meet. It is Enos. Enos is the hunter they meet.
Enos? I don't know. No. Ennis. Because if you say Enos, I think anus, and I'm like, no. That's the worst
I don't
character
think
name
that's how you pronounce that name. I think it's Enos.
Is it Enos?
Yeah.
I pronounce it Ennis because I just took the D off of Dennis. So.
I was just going to say, it's the D off of, yeah.
But,
there you go.
I mean, I could be completely wrong. I'm not the person to go to for pronunciation. I'm the last person you actually want for that. So for the actual spinoff, what we know about these characters is Enos Roth is playing the role of the hunter. He's going to be the star of the spinoff. Described as likable, strong-willed, resolute, strong sense of justice. He's an African-American in his early 20s, the son of a cop. His plans to join the police academy like his dad are derailed when someone he's close to is murdered. Throwing him headfirst into the world of monster hunting, Sam and Dean introduce him to the staggering truth that Chicago is run by 5 families of monsters, mafia style. So, based on the episode, we are only aware of 2, which they're throwing us into shapeshifters and werewolves. Right, that's all that's mentioned. But then, they said that there's 5 different families, and all we have listed right now are shapeshifters and werewolves, but I can't see vampires not being part of that list.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the obvious other thing is gonna be vampires. You can't have a family of werewolves and not have a family of vampires.
Right. So
in a mob war.
Yeah, so shapeshifters, werewolves, vampires. I don't see humans being a faction.
No.
They could be, but
maybe there's a hunter faction, and that's the human element. Is
various mafia-esque monster families.
A family of, maybe it's a mafia-style hunter group.
Could be.
Maybe it's mafiosos turned because their don got killed by a werewolf.
I don't know. It just seems like, I mean, we've come across a lot of monsters in Supernatural, and
Jefferson Starships.
No, that's a horrible idea.
I want a mafia family of Jefferson Starships.
But they're really bad and they're uncontrollable, so
and impossible to kill.
Exactly. I don't know. I think the next, maybe Jin, maybe. I mean, they can easily live off of, being normal.
What about angels? Demons?
Demons, yeah.
Demons are obviously in there. I mean, that makes sense.
Okay.
So if we have angels, demons, vampires, shapeshifters, and werewolves, that's the 5 factions right there.
Possibly.
So, I don't know. So the other ones we have are David and Margot Hayden.
They're
David,
the shapeshifters.
Brother and sister.
Yeah, brother and sister shapeshifters. Margot is an ex-punk rocker gone corporate. She's the new head of the family at the wake of the tragedy that pulls David back into town. So we have to assume their father, mother... I'm going to say their father if this is a mafia type thing. Their father probably passes away and they get thrown in that way. Then we have...
God, I wish I had an orange. I only have an apple.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. You're right. It's got to be an orange.
We have Violet and Julian Durant. They are part of the wealthy Durant family. Violet is in her early 20s, as is Julian. But Violet is stuck in a star-crossed love story with David. With forbidden love. So, seems like we're going to have a Romeo Juliet. Yep.
So the whole, like, love story thing, this is where, you know, Angela comes in. Because there's always a love story, right?
Yeah, definitely. We haven't seen Angela in a while. She dropped off after our Walking Dead podcast. She hasn't been back.
Oh, yeah.
Where the heck has she been?
I know, right? And Julian is listed as Enos's arch nemesis. And then finally we have Freddy Costa.
Freddy Costa.
And I am unsure as to whether there's no information on whether he's a supernatural entity or not, but he is a world-weary cop in his 30s. He has a soft spot in his heart for Enos since he knew Enos's dad back in the day. But while we're assuming Freddy is human, he's got a secret. So maybe he's not removed from the monster world after all.
Maybe he's a hunter.
Could be. Or maybe he's a Jefferson Starship.
You just really want them back
do.
bad, don't you?
I do. Is it that obvious?
Yeah.
I don't know. So you guys looking forward to the spinoff? Not necessarily the episode, but the idea of a spinoff in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is a little bit different than what we've been seeing. Mafia thing, I'm not so hot on. I mean, I'm not a fan of that. But, I mean, the whole Romeo-Juliet thing is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting.
I'm down for the mafiosos. I'm on board.
Yeah. I don't know, I was a little skeptical at first.
Prince.
Maybe they were skeptical because it's, you know, it reminds you of Ravenswood.
It very well could, but my big problem is, like, the fame of Supernatural and all that, it's a roadshow.
It is.
This show is grounded in Chicago, so it's going to be very rooted in one place.
I mean, it's not the same show.
Right, which is not a bad thing, but that's where my guard comes up.
Well, high hopes because it's a CW spinoff, and CW knows what they're doing when it comes to spinoffs so far.
So far. We have one episode track record to go off of. CW also does Arrow, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, they do.
And they are also, next year, planning a Flash spinoff.
Ooh.
So,
they have introduced Barry already, Barry Allen.
So, I don't know. Like, yes, this has worked with originals, and I can see why they want to greenlight some more pilots for spinoffs, because it's working in their favor so far, but at the same time, it's going to fail somewhere. I just hope it's not here.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Here's hoping.
Here's hoping.
Mm-hmm.
So, Omikins, where can the people find you?
At the floaty box that says at LadyVenom24 on Twitter. LadyVenom24.
Ooh, Clio. Where can the people find you?
Whoa!
It's hiding. It was totally hiding on that one.
Yeah, Clio Moto on social media like Twitter and Tumblr and Pinterest. And you can find me on Twitch at the Clio Moto.
Can we find you streaming the Psych clue find mystery game on?
I need to figure out. I said this on Monday. I need to figure out how to freaking use my my software I have. But once I do that, something's coming.
Something's coming.
Something's coming.
You could find me down below at Phenomenon.
Oh, his works.
PHENOMEDOM. Yeah, mine is not supernatural like yours guys. It doesn't float all over the show.
It could if you made it. There
I
you
spoke
go.
too soon.
See?
It's all over the place now.
Put it right on Dean's face. Right on Dean's face. Right there. Just put it right on
But now it's on Sam's face.
It's on both of their faces.
No, we gotta hide Castiel and Crowley now.
No, do not hide Fuck's sakes. Sorry. My bad.
Did I just tell you?
Okay, we'll hide everybody but Crowley.
Okay, that's fine.
You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM on the Twitter.
My bad. I didn't mean to, like, that word, but, you know.
You can find us all on tvcaptive.com as well as at /SC9TV podcast, ASOTV podcast on Facebook, Gmail, G+, YouTube, and the Twitter. Leave us comments, feedback, anything. Let us know what we're doing right. Let us know what we're doing wrong. Let us know what we missed, what you guys want us to cover. Let us know what you guys think of the spin-off episode. And if you guys have any direct questions related to that, leave them in the comment on this video down below. We'll answer them. We'll read them off live next week. Till then. See you guys later.
I don't know what's happening, Dom. I don't know what's going on. Need more coffee.
Oh, gosh.
Of course you need more coffee.